Round number 3 of the 2020 season for the NASCAR Xfinity Series brings us here to Fontana, California, home of the Auto Club Speedway for today's Production Alliance Group 300. 38 drivers will take the green flag, with rookie contender Harrison Burton on the pole for the first time in his career. This is the 31st race for the Xfinity Series here on the Low Bank Auto Club Speedway, and we're in for quite a show here this afternoon, as this track provides some of the best racing, especially on restarts when drivers are on new Goodyear tires, allowing them to fan out 3, 4, and sometimes 5 wide around this track, and today should be no different. Hello everyone, I'm Eric Burton from Archer 531, here to deliver you full coverage of today's Production Alliance 300, a 36-lap race around this 2-mile racetrack on this sunny Saturday afternoon. Let's take a look at the upcoming schedule for the NASCAR Xfinity Series as we will wrap up our Auto Club coverage this afternoon and shift our focus to next week at the Phoenix International Raceway, where we will conclude our West Coast swing before heading back to the East Coast at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. As we take a look at the front row, you see quite a difference when it comes to experience at the Auto Club Speedway. You have Harrison Burton on the pole making his Auto Club debut. He's never even seen this place before until he got in the car for practice earlier yesterday afternoon. And then on his outside, you have Ryan Blaney, who has many starts here among the top 3 series. This will be quite a show here as we get set to take the green flag in just a matter of moments. Tomorrow, the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series will take the green flag in the 3rd race of the 2020 campaign with tomorrow's Auto Club 400. You can watch that here on March 531. William Byron qualified on the pole and will lead us to green tomorrow. But for right now, our attention remains on the Xfinity Series, and now we will take you down trackside for opening ceremonies for today's Production Alliance Group 300.
Heavenly Father, we thank you tonight for all your blessings. You said in all things give thanks.
Drivers, start your engines!
And now, as the engines are fired up, time to take a look at your Xfinity Series starting lineup, and we'll see where your favorite drivers are going to start here this afternoon. Row number 1, like we said, is Harrison Burton in the Joe Gibbs Racing Toyota with Ryan Blaney driving the Penske 12. They will lead us to green on row 1. Row number 2, Brandon Jones carrying the Toyota services on the hood, with Colleague Racing's Justin Haley in the 11, making it row 2. Row 3, sophomore driver Noah Gregson in this Witt Chevrolet, and Chase Briscoe, coulda, woulda, shoulda, won last week at Las Vegas. Row number 4, the man who won last week at Las Vegas with a last lap pass, Justin Allgaier in the number 7, with teammate Daniel Hemrick in the 8. Row 5, a great qualifying run by Josh Williams in the number 93 for RSS Racing, and Jeremy Clements puts his family-owned team in the top 10 on the outside of row number 5. Row 6 is Riley Herbst, another driver making his Auto Club debut with Ryan Sieg to his outside. Row 7 is Ross Chastain in the 10 and Canada's Alex Labbe in the 36. Row number 8, Austin Cindric still seeking his first oval win in NASCAR, with Anthony Alfredo making his Xfinity Series debut for Richard Childress Racing. Row 9, Chad Fincham puts Carl Long's Toyota in the top 20 with Michael Annett in the Pilot Flying J Chevrolet on the outside. And rounding out the top 20 on row number 10, rookie Jesse Little in the 0 with Brett Moffitt in the Plan B Sales Chevrolet. Row number 11, Landon Castle with another impressive qualifying performance in the number 89. And to his outside, Ray Black Jr. in the 07. Row 12 is Austin Hill in the number 61 with Dylan Bassett both in their first Auto Club race. Row 13, Stephen Light in his Johnny Davis Chevrolet and David Starr in the 38. Row 14, Spencer Boyd driving the Jimmy Means Chevrolet and Colin Garrett. Row 15, Brandon Brown deep in the field in 29th with Matt Mills on his outside. Row 16, a couple of teammates from JDN, Joe Graff Jr. and BJ McLeod. Row 17, Cody Vanderwall making the series debut for Bobby Dollar and Vinnie Miller. Row 18, Tommy Joe Martins and former series champion Joe Nemechek in the 74. And then rounding out the field, CJ McLaughlin in the number 99 with Mike Harmon in the 47. They will wrap up the 38 competitors who will take the green flag here at Auto Club Speedway. Let's take a look at the stage layout for today's race. Stage number 1 will be 9 laps, with stage 2 being 9 laps. And the final stage will be 18 laps to the checker flag. And we will see who will be the man at the end holding the checker flag. Up front, like we said, is Harrison Burton on the pole with Ryan Blaney to his outside. Brandon Jones and Justin Haley on row 2. Pace car takes a hard, sharp left turn in the pit lane. Time to get us going in Fontana. Harrison Burton brings us to the green, and we are underway in the Production Alliance Group 300. This track is known for the wide grooves around this track where you can be 3, 4, 5 wide. We're going to see that all day long, especially here on the restarts as we're side by side for the top spot. Ryan Blaney fighting on the outside. Harrison Burton on the inside as they enter turn 3. And you see that red number 7 car, that's Justin Allgaier making it 3 wide, last week's winner. And they're going to be already for almost 4 wide off the corner. And 3 of them on the teammates of Junior Motorsports, Allgaier, Gregson, and Hemrick, as Harrison Burton will lead lap number 1 this afternoon. And that's Brandon Jones, Harrison Burton's teammates, lining up in the second, going around the 12 of Blaney, as Allgaier trying to complete the pass on Noah Gregson. And then outside the top 10, there's Austin Cindric on the inside of Jeremy Clements and Josh Williams. Click through the top dozen or so. Make sure everybody was able to get going. And up front, it remains Harrison Burton in the lead. But he has company to his inside. Brandon Jones having a strong run here early on. A nice qualifying run by these 2 teammates. And we're still 3 wide as Ryan C got a little bit of help from the 51 of Jeremy Clements. Ross Chastain in the leaf filter gutter protection Chevrolet this weekend. Riley Hurst on his bumper. There's Austin Cindric. He's already worked his way almost inside the top 10. Just on the outside in 11th place. Now, Auto Club Speedway is a lot like Atlanta. Not as rough, but this track has a very old service, which means it's very rough or very bumpy, especially down in turn number 1. And then the more laps you put on these tires, the slower you will get. And so we're going to see if these drivers can save their tires, as they do not have to pit in these 36 laps. And track assistance can be very important, though, at the same time. As we're 3 wide again, it's Allgaier still on the inside. That's Justin Haley in the middle, and Noah Gregson up top in the 9. Ryan Blaney is now going to go back by Brandon Jones to take over second away. So Jones get by Blaney on that restart, but now he is up in the second as the caution is out already for the first time this afternoon. And we have a 15 of BJ McLeod slow on the apron. Qualified back in, I believe, 34th place, and he is done for the afternoon. You see the smoke coming out the tailpipe. He is done for the day. And we have more cars on pit road. That's the 5 of Vinnie Miller, 08 of Cody Vanderwall. And Chad Fincham, we had a great qualifying run in that 13 car. He's now on pit lane as well. There's CJ McLaughlin, the 99. Caution flag waits for the first time today on lap number 5. Not sure we'll be able to go back green here in the stage. But we are under yellow with Harrison Burton, your leader. Let's take a look at the replay of the first caution of the day. Contact coming out of turn number 2 will put us under yellow, as the 13 of Chad Finch is going to get a little bit of help here off turn number 2 on the nose of the 52 of Spencer Bowie. Let's take a look at this replay. Let's slow it down before we take a look. This is for around 27th place. And Boyd turns, pinch him down into Joe Graff Jr., and he comes back down the track in front of Vinnie Miller, and nowhere to go for B.J. McLeod until when he gets hit by Cody Vanderwall, and then there's C.J. McLaughlin running back into the 15, and I believe somebody else runs into the 15. Yeah, he does. So at this point, McLeod is still pretty good. And then he will get running over by Chad Fincham. And right there, Vinnie Miller. He is the one who pretty much ended McLeod. And that will take the 5-car out of the race as well. Tough break for third-year driver Vinnie Miller, making his third start at the Auto Club Speedway. And certainly not the way he wanted to end his day. See, 2 of the JDM cars were involved with Joe Graff Jr. He also got a little piece of it, but another look. Fincham comes back up the track. He almost saved it, and he would have saved it had Vinnie Miller not been there. And there's C.J. McLaughlin running into the 15. C.J. will be in that car for about 20-plus races this year. This is his first race of 2020. And then Chad turns McLeod. And Miller runs into McLeod. McLeod's like a little pinball back here, just getting knocked all over the place. But Harrison Burton, Ryan Blaney, and Brandon Jones was able to stay in front of all that mess. And they'll be first, second, and third for the restart here at Auto Club. Coverage of the Production Alliance Group 300 continues here at the Auto Club Speedway with Harrison Burton and Ryan Blaney on the front row. And good news for the fans, we will have one lap to settle stage number 1 and see who will get that one playoff point at the end of this one lap dash. Also, points are on the line in the championship point standings. Harrison Burton, now Ryan Blaney is a Cup Series driver. He doesn't really care about playoff points or stage points. He just wants to be in the lead so he can win this race. As we're going to go back green with 35 cars on track, Vinnie Miller, B.J. McLeod, and Chad Fincham are out of the race. As this one lap dash will wrap it up here in stage number 1. And the top 2 get away with Harrison Burton and Brandon Jones. And here comes Brandon Jones on the inside, side by side for the lead as he come off turn 2. Now about dead even halfway down the back straightaway. Can Brandon Jones get Burton down here in turn number 3? That's Ryan Blaney third, Noah Gregson and Justin Haley, your top 5. They come off turn number 4. Jones edges ahead, and stage number 1 will go to Brandon Jones. He will win stage 1 as they are 3 and 4 wide behind him. Come across the line. Brandon Jones, Harrison Burton, and Noah Gregson will be your top 3 in stage number 1 with Justin Haley and Ryan Blaney, your top 5. Ross Chastain will be 6th. Chase Briscoe, Justin Allgaier, Daniel Hemrick, and Austin Cindric are all getting stage points here in stage number 1. Getting set here for the beginning of stage number 2. Brandon Jones got his first playoff point of the year. Looking for his second career NASCAR Xfinity Series win to his outside Harrison Burton. He has never been to victory lane in the series, neither has Road 2 with Noah Gregson and Justin Haley. We only went through the top 10 in the first stage. On the outside of the top 10, we have Riley Herbst in 11th, Michael Lynette. And solid run so far by the 21 of Anthony Alfredo. He is 13th with Ryan Sieg. And running out your top 15, Brett Moffitt. Dylan Bassett, 16th, Jeremy Clements, Josh Williams, Austin Hill, and Alex LeBay. They make up the top 20. 35 cars still on track with C.J. McLaughlin rounding out the field in 35th place. But up front, it was Brandon Jones who took the lead away from Harrison Burton on the restart. Can he hold on for the restart here in stage number 2? We're back underway. And again, this will be 9 laps here in stage number 2. And the first got to make it 3 wide. That's the blue and white number 98. That's Chase Briscoe. high point on the hood of that Ford Mustang this weekend, and he's going to the inside of Noah Gregson for second place. And now Noah Gregson had a nice run off turn number 2. He's on the inside of Harrison Burton and may try to drive it down deep in the corner to get alongside Brandon Jones. As we're still 3 and 4 wide, and there's Justin Haley going to the inside of Harrison Burton, and Allgaier right in the middle of another 4 wide battle. And at the line, give it to Brandon Jones. He will lead the lap at the line, but that's Noah Gregson now on his inside. And we have a crowd, hard in the wall. The 11 of Justin Haley, as well as the 7 of Justin Allgaier. Hard impact on the outside wall. They saved it. We are still green. That was a hard impact on the outside wall for Justin Haley, as well as, I believe, Justin Allgaier. Take a look at the right side. The 7's not so bad, but the 11, I believe, was the one that took a hit. Let's see if we can get a view on the right side of that leaf filter Chevrolet of Justin Haley. And yeah, you see right near the rear tire, that 11, pretty good damage on the 11 of Justin Haley. But we stay green. And these guys did a nice job avoiding all that mess down in last time by in turn 1 and 2. And Hemrick sideways out the corner, help from Chase Briscoe. I think Hemrick wants a little bit of a draft from Briscoe, but not, or maybe a little bit of a push, but not that much. As the top 3 trying to scoot away with Jones, Gregson, and Blaney. Then it's Hemrick and Briscoe, your top 5. Cindric now will take 6 away from Harrison Burton. Chastain, Herbst, Alfredo, and Annette, your top 10. Now, Justin Allgaier and Justin Haley, they fell to... Allgaier is now 21st as he goes by Landon Castle. And Justin Haley is now 29th. Just got passed for 29th by Matt Mills. So it looks like he'll be 31st. Joe Nemechek, Mike Harmon, Cody Vanderwall got damage in that first caution, as so did the 99 of CJ McLaughlin. Battle for third place now, Daniel Hemrick on the inside of Ryan Blaney, trying to get that third spot away. It is single file through the top 6 until you get to 7th place. Ross Chastain making a pass on Harrison Burton for 7th. And Michael Annette and Riley Herbst side by side for 9th place. Alfredo's lost a spot to Ryan Sieg, now up to 11th. And I tell you, a car that's been very impressive week after week is this 61 of Austin Hill. Now, this is a Truck Series full-time operation. I'll be running a handful of races in the Xfinity Series this year with Austin Hill. And this team, you know, they don't have the resources in this series, even in the Truck Series. Even though they won a title in the Truck Series, they don't really have the resources as a higher team. They do a nice job with what they have, and here they are running inside the top 15 in 14th place. And we want to go back to this incident with Justin Haley and Justin Allgaier, and here they are entering turn number 1. That's Haley in the 11. Looks like he's going to get right there. Allgaier gets into Haley's left rear, and it just shoots him into the outside wall, as Allgaier has really nowhere to go as well in the 7. That's a very weird incident to happen down in turn number 1. Very odd how that ended up. All with the push in the left rear corner panel, you would think Allgaier ended up turning Haley down the track, but no, he ends up turning him into the outside wall via the left rear corner panel. That's pretty strange. That was a hard hit for Justin Haley in the 11. Back up front, though, nothing has changed with Brandon Jones. He is still out in front of Noah Gregson, Ryan Blaney, Daniel Hemrick, and Chase Briscoe, your top 5. Austin Cindric, Harrison Burton, Ross Chastain, Michael Annette, and Riley Herbst, your top 10. And we have 3 laps to go here in stage number 1. I'm sorry, stage number 2. And Brandon Jones swept the first... I'm sorry, not Brandon Jones. Justin Allgaier swept the first 2 stages last week at Las Vegas and went on to win the race. And Brandon Jones can win the first 2 stages here. Maybe he will have similar outcome here at the end of the day. Daniel Hemrick has kept trying to get third spot away from Ryan Blaney, but looks like he may end up losing his momentum and allowing the 98 to get to his outside of Chase Briscoe. And it's still single file until Josh Williams trying to go by his teammate David Starr. That is a battle for 17 on track. Nice run by really a nice run by all of the RSS Racing Chevrolets. You have Ryan Sieg up here in the just outside the top 10 in 11th place, and then you have his teammate Josh Williams in 16th and David Starr in 17th. So a nice run by David Starr and Josh Williams, as well as we are now on the final lap here in stage number 1. Hemrick on the bottom, Briscoe up top, Cindric on the bottom, Burton up top. Here comes Chastain to follow in the 10. And Briscoe got to his outside of Hemrick. And Burton trying to go by Cindric as well on the outside. This is going on behind, outside the top 5. Up front, in front of the field, the 19 of Brandon Jones will come off the final corner, and he will win stage number 2 here at the Auto Club Speedway with Noah Gragson, Ryan Blaney second and third, and Chase Briscoe will be fourth with Daniel Hemrick rounding out your top 5 and fifth. And then it's Austin Cindric 6th, Harrison Burton, Ross Chastain, Michael Annett, and Riley Herbst, your top 10, and they will get stage points here in stage number 2. Time to go green here in the final stage of the Production Alliance Group 300. Tomorrow in the NASCAR Monster Energy Cup Series will also be racing here on the Auto Club Speedway in tomorrow's Auto Club 400. That is race number 3 of the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series. William Byron and Martin Truex Jr. will lead a field of green tomorrow. But first, we have to settle the Production Alliance Group 300. Brandon Jones and Noah Gragson in the front row. We have 18 laps to go here on this 2-mile track. And the question is, will this be the final restart of the day? And you know, drivers will be getting a lot more aggressive as this race progresses, as we only have 18 to go. Brandon Jones and Noah Gragson in the front row. We are back underway. Three wide already. That's Daniel Hemrick making it 3 wide on Ryan Blaney. Noah Gragson up high, getting a nice push from the 98 of Chase Briscoe. And they race off in the turn number 3. Look at Michael Annett all the way in the bottom. They're going to be almost 5 wide here off the corner. Briscoe, Cindric, Burton, Hemrick, and Annett. As up front, Noah Gragson now going for the lead with Ryan Blaney on his inside. 4 wide, 5 wide. And right in the middle of that is Anthony Alfredo. As Briscoe gets in the wall, so does Chastain. He spins almost down the track. A great save by Chase Briscoe and Ross Chastain in the 10, but they lose a lot of track position here with about 17 to go. And as that was all going on, Noah Gragson got the lead away from Brandon Jones. And now Ryan Blaney up in second. That's Cindric scraping the wall off turn 4. And now into the top 5. How about your Daytona winner, Ryan Sieg, making some noise here in that CMR Roofing Chevrolet. Harrison Burton now going 3 wide of Brandon Jones and Ryan Blaney. Tell you one driver who's certainly recovered. That is the 7 of Justin Allgaier. He restarted outside the top 20, at least outside the top 15, and here he is already inside the top 10. And now we have a battle up here for the lead as Allgaier scrapes the wall. Ryan Blaney now going for the lead in the 12 car. Now Blaney is really the only guy in this race who'll be running in competitively tomorrow in the Cup Series race. You have to wonder, what can Ryan Blaney take from this race that can help him translate over to his Cup Series car. Now you have to remember, these Cup cars and these Xfinity cars are very different in the way they drive, the way they feel. So, but you have to know track time here on Saturday will certainly can't hurt you for Sunday. as Noah Gregson, though, wants that lead back away from Ryan Blaney, as Hemrick will now take third away. Burton and Ryan Sieg, your top five. Great run though by that 21 of Anthony Alfredo, man. He's having one heck of a run. Heck of a debut in that Anderson Maple Syrup Chevrolet. Right up here in the thick of things. Mike Snyder drove that car in the first two races of the year, giving the keys to Alfredo this weekend. Mike Snyder will be back in that car next weekend at Phoenix. Harrison Burton went pretty high down in turn number 3. Scrapes the wall. He will lose the spot to Brandon Jones and possibly Ryan Sieg as Blaney holds off Noah Gregson. But now he has new company from Gregson's teammate Daniel Hemrick getting in the battle for the lead. Yeah, Junior Motorsports Chevrolet second and third, with Michael Lynette in 6th and Justin Allgaier in 8th place. So they are all running pretty competitively here inside the top 8. Ryan Sieg now goes to the inside of Brandon Jones as we have a battle lead now. Here comes Daniel Hemrick on the inside. We have not seen him up front yet this afternoon, but now he's trying to lead his first lap of the year. And he did. Hemrick did lead that lap at the line, edging out Ryan Blaney. We're 3 wide again. That's Ryan Sieg on the bottom, Noah Gregson in the middle, and Ryan Blaney up top in the 12. Daniel Hemrick in front of Ryan Blaney and Noah Gregson, and here they are 4 wide again off the corner. Michael Lynette now gets in the wall. That will allow Cindric to go by in the 22 and Alfredo possibly in the 21. During stage 2, we saw Justin Allgaier and Justin Haley scrape the wall and fall back. This stage, it was their teammate, Ross Chastain and Chase Briscoe. Right now, they have recovered to 18th and 19th, respectively, but they are certainly out of the win unless they can get a caution here very soon, as they will now go by the 02 of Brett Moffitt. Then you have Alex LeBay, the 0 of Jesse Little. We have not really talked about Jesse Little this afternoon, but here he is in 21st. Sponsorship from KSDT on that number 0. Brandon Brown, Colin Garrett, Josh Williams, he's back to 24th, and Spencer Boyd 25th. Ray Black Jr., Joe Graff Jr., Landon Castle, Justin Haley, and Matt Mills. You see that damage certainly has pretty much ended the 11th chance of being competitive. So it's certainly going to be a tough start of the year for Justin Haley in that number 11. These guys are still going at it up here for the lead. Daniel Hemrick and Ryan Blaney. That's Noah Gregson now coming up on the bumper of his teammate Daniel Hemrick. We have 9 laps to go here at Auto Club Speedway. Hemrick on the outside trying to stay alongside the 12 of Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney's taking a shorter way around the track, but Hemrick taking a faster way around the track. Help from his teammate Gregson, who gives him a little bit of a draft down the back straightaway. Harrison Burton was also pushing Ryan Sieg, but it looks like he may have pushed Sieg a little bit too high, as here comes Burton on the inside, but here comes Allgaier now deep on the inside, right near that solid white line. It's all about momentum, and if you can just keep that foot in the gas and not have to lift at all, you can make up a lot of time. Allgaier will now go by a bunch of cars down here in turn number 1. He will move up to 3rd place. All of a sudden, though, the 9 of Noah Gregson is losing quite a bit of spots here in the last couple of laps. Gregson was 6th last time by, as Blaney now going back for the lead in the 12 car. They come off turn number 4. It will be 7 laps to go, and the first dozen or so cars still up here the shot to win this race, with Ryan Blaney and Daniel Hemrick side by side for the lead. And I believe Blaney will get Hemrick down here in turn number 3. He does. New leader number 12, Ryan Blaney, goes back to the top spot with Hemrick 2nd, Allgaier 3rd. Now Sieg and Burton, your top 5. Ooh, Allgaier got loose. Allgaier got way loose in the number 7 as here comes Ryan Sieg and Harrison Burton. That opens up the door for a lot of more cars to go by these 7. As they are continuing to battle hard, these two guys up front are swapping the lead. Hemrick and Blaney, and Blaney gets in the wall. Hemrick got in the 12 of Blaney. Almost very similar to what happened with Haley and Allgaier, and Ryan Blaney's not going to be too happy with Daniel Hemrick as Hemrick got into the left rear corner panel of the 12 of Blaney, and it sent him up the track. And once again, we're going to be 3, maybe 4 wide here off the corner. Daniel Hemrick leads, and around goes the 12. Allgaier spins in front of the field. The caution will wave again. Car is through the grass. Michael Linette's in the grass. Ryan Blaney, who was leading at one point in turn number 1, finds himself upside down here on the front straightaway. Landon Castle piles in. Brandon Jones is involved. Your stage 1 and 2 winner, Brandon Jones. And Justin Haley, his tough day will get even worse as he is done for the day. Matt Mills. There's Jones and Blaney. Landon Castle. Tommy Joe Martin's involved. The number 66. Justin Haley. Up front, though, it is Daniel Hemrick, and with it being now coming to 4 to go this time by, we are not going to go back. I don't think we'll be able to go back green with about 3 laps to go. So this will more than likely be a overtime here, maybe a 2-lap dash. But this will have a couple of big names out of the race now as we are on the yellow for the second caution due to a crash this afternoon. Alright, now so this is when Ryan Blaney took over the lead away from Daniel Hemrick. About a lap later, right here entering turn number 1, Hemrick's going to get right into the bumper of Blaney, and it sends Blaney way up the track into the outside wall. And this is pretty much going to end Ryan Blaney's day, because when they come off turn number 4, we're going to speed it up just a little bit as we take a look at this replay. Blaney is going to end up getting turned by Justin Allgaier. Hemrick's teammate, ironically, sends Blaney down into Brandon Jones and Michael Linette's. Allgaier drives away, but then Landon Castle runs right into Ryan Blaney. So does Justin Haley and Matt Mills, and Michael Linette does a pretty good maneuver of getting his way through the 11 and 78. But Ryan Blaney was in the lead to falling back via contact with the outside wall to getting turned by Allgaier to flipping upside down on the front straightaway here. And these guys do a nice job they're keeping the cars down low. And these guys do a nice job until Ryan Blaney comes back up the track in the path of Landon Castle. Nowhere to go for Justin Haley or Matt Mills or Tommy Joe. That is a tough break, though, for Ryan Blaney. He really had nothing to do with that crash. Only thing he did wrong was come back up the track in front of Landon Castle. That was the only thing he did wrong, but in front of the field is Daniel Hemrick and Harrison Burton. Ryan Sieg and Austin Cindric with Noah Gregson in your top 5. Gonna take a break, but when we come back, we will have the final restart of the day, possibly the final restart here at Auto Club. We're back live here at Auto Club Speedway with some breaking, developing news here. Down low, you see that blue and white number 39. That is Ryan Sieg coming to pit road, and you see why. Coming out the tailpipes, that 39 of Ryan Sieg is blown up. Coming to 2 laps to go. What a tough break for your Daytona winner. He was lined up 3rd on the restart, and Ryan Sieg will bring that car down pit lane along with the pace car. Ryan Sieg will probably end up finishing 34 or 31st in this race, as we're going to go back green, 2 laps to go. Can Daniel Hemrick score his first career win in the NASCAR Xfinity Series? Or can Poston and Harrison Burton deny that and get his first career win? Noah Gragson also up here. He's never been to victory lane. Neither has Austin Hill, making it 3 wide for third place. Contact from Burton and Cindric as Noah Gragson going for the lead in the 9. They fan out 3 and 4 wide down here in turn number 3. The intensity is rising. The aggressive is rising. And going for the lead as Briscoe slams the wall. Noah Gragson will take the white flag, and we have a wreck. I believe a wreck in the back. No, we don't. Oh, now we do. Josh Williams is around. I believe that was Anthony Alfredo as Cindric makes it 3 wide for the lead. Austin Cindric 3 wide on the inside. Here comes some momentum on the outside by Daniel Hemrick. Noah Gragson may make it 3 wide again down here in turn 3. 2 drivers going for their first career win. Cindric going for his first win on an oval. They come off the final corner. Cindric has a nice run in the middle. Here comes Gragson on the inside. It's a drag race to the line. Austin Cindric's going to win at Auto Club. And a photo finish with Noah Gragson. And Harrison Burton will come home in 3rd place. His career best finish for Harrison Burton in the 20. And Daniel Hemrick fell all the way down to 5th place. Jeremy Clements will come home with a 4th place finish. But it was not a pretty last lap as we had over 2 or 3 wrecks take place. And one of the guys involved is Jesse Little. He was running inside the top 15 on that restart. And Little looks like he'll end up 25th. Joe Nemechek got involved in the crash. So did Brett Moffitt. Not really sure who all were involved. Colin Garrett, 16. He looks like he's blown up. But it looks like he ended up 16th. And another guy who got caught up in the crash, the 21 of Anthony Alfredo. 26 places where he's being shown on the board, but that will not describe the debut he had this afternoon, because it was a pretty impressive debut for Anthony Alfredo. You first want to take a look at the replay of all of the mess that took place on this final lap. You see Chase Briscoe in the 98. It really begins with Briscoe. Actually, no, it begins with Alfredo in the 21. Alfredo is going to end up turning Dylan Bassett, who had a great run going into the top 10, down into Chase Briscoe. Briscoe slams the wall, comes back down into Alfredo, and then Alfredo gets turned by Brandon Brown. Josh Williams get collected, and that was Ray Black Jr. who ended up running into maybe Josh Williams. And see Black Jr., that killed probably the engine on that 07. At this point, he's just trying to make it back around. And then off turn number 2, we had something go with the 0 and the 01. Yeah, look at there's these 2 teammates from JDM. Brett Moffitt's going to end up turning Jesse Little off turn 2 down into Joe Graff Jr. And Graff slams the wall pretty good on the inside wall. Luckily, that was a inside safer barrier he hits. Problem is, Jesse Little was on the apron, and this is going to be kind of a questionable move by Jesse Little, because here he is. He's still on the apron at full speed. He's pretty much sending it down in the turn number 3, and Little takes out Brett Moffitt. Nowhere to go for Chastain, and that's where Joe Nemechek got his damage from. And ironically, Little got turned by Brett Moffitt, and when Little came back up the track, ironically, he took out Brett Moffitt. And you have to wonder, with him going full speed, he didn't even try to slow down. That had to be, you have to think that was intentional by Jesse Little. But NASCAR is probably going to have to sit down with Jesse Little in the NASCAR trailer at the end of this race. But that took out a lot of good cars on the final lap here at Auto Club. And that happened, while that was happening, it was Austin Cindric who restarted in 4th place and ended up taking home the checker flag in that number 22. Second will be Noah Gragson as we take a look at the results. Great top 5 by Jeremy Clements. Michael Annett comes back to get 6 after spinning out. Riley Herbst, Austin Hill, and what a top 10 by David Starr comes in with the top 10 finish in that 38 car. And Chase Briscoe will also score a top 10 finish this afternoon. And the top dozen is concluded by Alex LeBay with a nice 11th place finish. He finished 40th last weekend at Las Vegas for LeBay. And the top dozen is rounded out by Justin Allgaier in the 7. And the next page, another a lot of great stories inside the top 20. Spencer Boyd 13th. And there's Joe Nemechek. Gets the number 74 in 17th place. Mike Harmon finishes 19th. And Cody Vanderwall in his series debut got contact early in the race. Pretty much ruined his day. Still comes in with a top 20 finish after all the crashes that took place on the final lap. Matt Mills, CJ McLaughlin, Ross Chastain, and Josh Williams runs out the top 24. And then Jesse Little ends up 25th with Anthony Alfredo, who ends up 26th. Brett Moffitt, Ray Black Jr., Joe Graff, Ryan Sieg, your top 30. Sieg ended up 1 lap down in that 39 car. He actually ended up 2 laps down because he did not even finish the race. Remember Ryan Sieg blew an engine coming to the green flag, so he will actually be scored as a DNF for Ryan Sieg. And 31st place all the way down to 40th place, all crashed out in one of those 2 wrecks, or one of those 2 cautions. But that will wrap up our weekend here at Auto Club Speedway for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. It's really a great race we had there in the final laps. It was kind of calm, pretty calm in the first 2 stages, but that final stage, great racing towards the front, swapping the lead with, Noah Gragson and Daniel Hemrick and Ryan Blaney. And then that final 2-lap dash, that was pretty wild. They were 3, 4, 5 wide, maybe even 6 wide at one point. And we're going to see the same thing tomorrow afternoon with 40 of the best drivers in stock car racing competing in the Monterey's Auto Club 400. That will take place tomorrow with William Byron, Martin Truex Jr. on the pole, or on the front row for tomorrow's Auto Club 400. Take a look at the chase grid. And now with Austin Cindric's 3rd career win in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, it will lock him into the playoffs for 2020. 3 races in, 3 different winners with Sieg, Allgaier, and now Cindric. Next week, the NASCAR Xfinity Series will roll off into the Phoenix International Raceway to conclude the West Coast wing for 2020. And we will see you there for these Xfinity Series drivers and teams as they get set to go racing for the LS Tractor 250. That is next weekend here on March of 531. Until then, we'll see you tomorrow for the Auto Club 400. Congrats to Austin Cindric on career win number 3. He wins the 2020 Production Alliance Group 300.